We're all together for the 100th episode of the Hidden London Hangouts, and today we need boots, a high-vis and a mask.
Yes, because we are in North London and we're going deep underground to a station that never opened.
To a space that was converted to a bunker for the Cold War.
Today we're at North End, or Bull and Bush.
I've waited an age to say this. Welcome to Series 6, Episode 2, or better known as Episode 100 of the Hidden London Hangouts. We've reached our century and we are going to a place which is going to deliver so much you may wish to watch this twice. I don't do this alone. I've got three of my most wonderful friends and colleagues from the London Transport Museum to guide us through and to make us laugh and to get down and dirty. Chris Nix from the museum. My goodness, we was filthy.
This is a place we've been wanting to go for a long time. So long, in fact, that back when we were doing Series 1 and I commissioned these, I had this one made back then. It's been that long since we thought about doing this.
Sign.
There was planning and forethought.
That is brilliant. So yeah,
Not unusual for us.
Yeah, and Laura, lovely to have you back, darling. Episode 100, it's a milestone, isn't it?
Do you know what? It's a little bit ridiculous, isn't it? But in the best possible way. Series 6, how has that even happened? And 100 episodes. And I do feel that for 100, this is a really special one. And we're going to throw some big themes at you today. There's disguise, there's secret storage, there is Chris doing a little whoop dance and trying to put me off in the corner. There's deep tunnels. There's links to the Cold War. I mean, it's just insane. It's all being thrown at you today, guys. It's mega.
And do you remember last week when in one word, I summed up this episode and I said anatomy? You are going to see the anatomy of an unfinished tube station today. It will blow your mind. Siddy Holloway, you are gorgeous and you're back again. And this trip... it moved us, didn't it, in a funny sort of way?
Well, it was very exciting for Chris and I to see you guys react to it, because of course we've been there before, but it's always an experience going to this place. Just before we went, I was saying to Laura, it's one of my least favorite places on the underground for reasons you will see, dear viewer, as we go in there, because it is an assaulting environment, let's call it that, but it is mind-blowing, as I said last week. And so I'm excited for everyone to properly see it and experience it with us.
It's so good. And throughout this episode, we'll be downstairs more than we'll be upstairs, okay? More on site than in the studio, but we need to have a little bit of a potted history first, just to kind of navigate ourselves to where we're going to be. So Chris, just summarize the start of all of this, please, for us.
Yeah, we're going to wind back to the 22nd of June 1907 when the Charing Cross, Euston and Hampstead Underground Railway opened. And we now know it today as the Charing Cross branch of the Northern Line. Now, between Hampstead Station and Golders Green, there was going to be another station called North End. And that would have brought with it access to a new housing estate to be built on what we still know today as the Heath. However, a lady called Henrietta Barnett got a campaign group together and, more importantly, raised funds to buy the land from Eton College to save it. And that's why there is an enormous housing estate there, or indeed a station, because the Underground decided that it wouldn't be worth building a station there. Now, the platform level and the cross passages were built, but nothing else above that. Until that is 1956, when the Cold War meant that the Underground was looking for a space to build a very secure control room deep beneath the ground. And that's when North End was repurposed and expanded into what we're going to go and have a look at today.
I love it. It's so exciting. Forget any more talk from us. Let's get down there. If you walk along roads in Hampstead, you may miss this place. It's so hidden away among the trees, but look at what you find when you do find it. Have a look at this. The noise coming out of that vent already, I suppose, indicates what we are in for, right? Because you guys have been here before, me and Laura haven't.
I haven't watched the episode on purpose either to make sure that it's kind of a wow moment. So
Yeah,
Well,
it's...
Sidney and I have been here a couple of times, and I think we're agreed, aren't we, that it's fascinating. but a little unpleasant.
Grim is what I'd say. It's because this is the only vent shaft here, and it's not very big.
No.
But the trains are going full line speed down below, so it creates an enormous amount of air pressure, which just makes it uncomfortable.
And look at the
Especially when you get two at the
Yeah.
same time.
Well, here you go.
Yeah,
Right.
it's crazy.
You really feel it. It's like a
Wow.
proper gale.
Yeah.
And the building itself is
It's
very, very basic, isn't
It's
it?
designed
Very
just to look
Disguised, yeah,
anonymous
so-
and
There's a substation.
functional.
So yeah, we've been here a few times before. The first time we did some photography for the Hidden London book, and I had a sinus infection. And after about 45 minutes, I just went, I can't be in here anymore, because it was like being in an airplane taking off every 3 minutes.
This is so cool. Right, so we're going through that door there. Who's got the keys? Oh, Siddles. Go on
Right,
then.
let's get inside.
Open the door. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Do you know, this isn't quite looking like a tube station, is it? Loads and loads of concrete. Tell me why.
So this is all blast proof.
Blast proof.
Because of course, this never was a station. There was never an access shaft here. This is all built in the 50s.
And of course up there, look, number of steps down 197, depth of shaft 35.28 metres.
You are here, and we will be at the bottom.
Chris on camera, are you okay?
I am. It's not my first radio, this one, and it's at least none of us have got a cold this
That
time.
gets your ears, doesn't
Wow,
it?
Yeah.
you literally, as Silly said earlier, it's like sitting on a plane at takeoff or landing.
Yep.
That's the difference in the air pressure down here. It's this, there is a lot of concrete. And then we're not even into the lift shaft yet, are we?
Nope, not even close.
So this is the preamble
Yep.
to the lift shaft.
So this is all just rough shuttered concrete. You can see the marks of the timbers that we used to shutter it. Full of rebar to resist blasts.
And
Are these steps part of the original fabric of the station?
No.
No.
None of this is. So-
None of this is the original station.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There was never a shaft built.
Oh my giddy arm, I've just
You're right.
seen. Yeah, if you look there.
We've got this.
Oh, it's like being back again at one of those, look how...
It is a
I
photo
mean, look how
opportunity,
you-
though.
But you know what's interesting is you see here it says height of shaft 35. But we already went down probably about 20 meters. So this shaft is 35.
And that's what I was saying to Alex when we first got here, is the shaft is shorter than Hampstead,
Yeah.
but if you went on the stairs at the top and at the bottom, what does that make it?
Very deep.
Very deep.
Very
deep.
As you're about to find
You
out.
gotta go a long
So,
way
just
down.
before we go downstairs,
Yeah, go on.
because our viewers can't see this, we've got the stairs in front of us, which is what we're going to take. It
Yeah.
used to have a lift just here.
Oh, the lift?
Yes, but is no longer functional.
Sorry.
No, not for a long time.
Right, so that's chained off. We won't call the lift. So are you going to go first?
I'm totally fine with going
Can I
first.
come down after you? Is that right?
Absolutely.
We look like fluffers, don't we? Oh, do you know?
You're right.
Yeah, I'm fine. Now, how did we choose North End as our 100th episode? Was it a group effort?
I think it was, and I think we all tried to get together for our 2-year anniversary, which is in April, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it was just so hard with calendars and schedules, and I think we started to get excited then about what we could do for the 100th. And it was definitely mooted here, and I think we were all very excited.
Well, I
about
think it was partly because you really wanted to
I did.
Yeah.
go here.
I'm getting cold feet now. And Chris, how do you feel about, when we were chatting about the Hidden London Hangouts as an idea, originally it was a podcast, and then suddenly lockdown came along and we had to reinvent the idea. 100 episodes in, how do you feel, boss?
Pretty good, because I remember in that first week when I first pitched the idea to my colleagues that I grabbed about 5 post-it notes and charted out 5 series of what we might do. This was on the list.
I'm very glad.
I think I remember seeing the post-it notes, bizarrely.
I thought I ought to have something for a marketing meeting,
At least they were different colours.
The story of this station, though, fascinates me.
Yeah.
Because it was prospective, wasn't it? It was going to be put here because they were going to build loads and loads of houses on Hampstead Heath.
Yep, and then Henrietta Barnett came in and said, no, you won't. And there was a big push to kind of preserve more of the heath and expand the heath. As you know, it's just around the corner from here. And because they managed to get that through local focus groups and kind of with political pressure, it really didn't make sense for the underground group to build a station here because there wouldn't be that estate of land, you know, around them.
And what was truly amazing is that Henrietta managed to do all of that through public subscription. They raised the funds to buy it from Eton College rather than it be sold to the developers. And the other thing is, while we're stood next to a lift, in 1906, the plan still was to build a station here, and they'd originally intended to put in 3 lifts. 1906, they decided to take it down to just 2 lifts because they thought, oh, it's going to be a bit limited. And then by 1907, the rest of the line was open 22nd of July, but not this.
The trains were thundering through here.
That's right, and there was no surface connection. There was no lift shafts, no stairs. The station had its platform tunnels dug, it had its cross passages, but it went no further than the bridge connecting the cross passages.
When I was coming here today, I was filming where you can see on the Northern Line when you come through here. And the guy sat next to me said, "What are you doing?" I said, "We're filming for the Hidden London Hangouts." And he said, "Why are you filming here though?" And I said, "There's a station here that never opened."
And they didn't know, yeah.
And it is like the biggest shock to so many Londoners when you go through this kind of whoop, and then the wires you can see down the tunnels, they come back into shock.
So everything you're going to see before you get to that cross passage down to the platforms was all hewn out of the ground in 1956 as a Cold War bunker, and the key room is just down here. So
wow, I'm just staggered by this. And Chris, you were saying before that this station was actually dug from the running tunnels out.
Yeah.
So the reason that this is also ham-fisted at street level is because it wasn't actually there.
No.
Yeah, so basically through that door is station, but on this side of the door didn't exist until 1956.
What are we waiting for? Seriously, we need to get in here.
Well,
We'll do that bit later. I think you want to see in there first.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Shall I?
Do you know what?
Cindy, could you do it?
take
Because
you
you've got the gloves on. I'm still trying to be a tourist and taking photographs. Oh.
There we go.
Good work.
It's been a while since that was operated.
Absolutely. Oh God, there's something up there. Trip on that. Careful on the step.
Sorry, I'm just
There you go,
absorbing.
Oh wow!
Right.
Oh my goodness! Look at that. That is.
No way.
Now, you may have seen this.
Oh look!
You may have seen this before in the Hidden London book, where it has a chapter all to itself, and in the Hidden London exhibition, the award-winning Hidden London exhibition, London Transport Museum, where we shot pieces down here, and there's a section about North End there, which has got this. Now, if you watch Secrets of the London Underground, you may have seen it on there, and you'll have also, if you remember our Leicester Square episode, we talked about floodgates, didn't we? And we talked about the original control panel, which was based at Leicester Square, but then it was moved here to be more secure. So if we just
entry gates
here, we can see you've got entry gates and then exit gates.
Kennington, Tottenham Court Road, Moorgate, Russell Square, Green Park. Oh my goodness, Leicester Square, Moorgate. Look, what else we got here? Open, close, Green Park.
Don't press that.
Any of them.
Don't press it.
Don't do it.
They're not connected.
There's bulbs, so these were lights.
That's right. Now, I know you love a telephone
Hello?
as much as the next person.
Who's on the other end of that if I pick it up? Look at the dirt on that. That is just incredible.
So, if you have a look down here, you can see there's a load of other switches and lights down there.
Speak.
Yeah.
So this is basically an intercom system.
Yeah, so sadly the legends have gone on top of that.
No, we're still here.
But you've got to be able to talk to the people on the stations who could locally control the floodgates, and confirm that they have actually opened or closed. So that's what your telephone's for. Now,
oh, Christopher.
all of the stuff on the back of this wall is all of the control circuitry for the telephones, and then in the floor below, that's the control for all of that. So all the relays are down on the floor below.
Click, 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 click.
Massive relays, like signalling relays that we've
got a
talked about
photo
before.
of it, so
they are. It is disgusting down there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
It is
unlivable.
a very difficult ladder.
Okay.
Now,
don't think
You'll notice we're filming this today as urban explorers, effectively, because it's just the greatest way to show you what we can do.
Here's your telephone bell.
Bring!
Okay.
Light bulbs.
You've got loads of little contactors down there as well. You've even got a pulley system to pull the cord of the telephone back in. Just there.
Look.
So this is all the telephone and switch circuitry.
The loom of cables are so neat. Oh, goodness great. Look at the back of this. Is your bells for your phone.
And even the ever-ready the flag cells, as they're called.
Stuff's so blue.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch that.
No.
I think they're only zinc carbon, so you're all right.
I love this. This is a cooker.
I know Laura's partial to a cuppa about this time of the afternoon, aren't you?
That's a hot ring.
I mean, to be fair, 2 cups in the morning, 2 cups in the afternoon, or what is the point of the day?
And you know, it's made by Heat Ray, and I believe that company is still operating under the Heat Ray Sardia.
Yes, indeed. Gosh, we're terrible nerds, aren't we?
Isn't that tragic? And the switch is under there.
We've made it this far round. And
Such lovable tragedies, though.
But look at this. This is your radiator. I wonder what these switches were. So these are your fuses and your
terrifying as a device.
Low, medium and high heat settings up there, look, for your radiator.
Well, and also this is a date on it, the 11th of 1956.
That was the last time it was pat tested.
And look at these, by the way, Chris, you'll love all this.
No tea being made today.
This is a tumbler
Don't touch
switch.
it.
I wouldn't switch that on.
Don't, Alex, don't, Alex.
I really want to switch
This
it
is
on.
a tumbler switch, but it's made, Chris, by
Come on, Chris.
Crabtree.
Well,
that's what that C means, Crabtree. And that company's still in business now as well.
You've got Crabtrees at home?
Stop it. Right.
It's a great pub in Fulham, actually.
Yeah.
Where are we off to next?
Isn't it lovely and clean?
The platform.
We're going round here, yes?
Yes.
There's
So-
another little tumbler switch there. Look at that little old-fashioned
Yeah, but
switch.
look at what you're going through. This is a massively blast-proof.
This door to be
Giant.
kept closed. Good work. Good. Well,
Would you panic if I locked you guys in here?
yes, I wouldn't want you to do that.
So that is a big old blast door.
It is, isn't it?
This door must be kept closed.
But look at this, though, guys. I mean, I have to say, this is the station that they dug and sort of shaped from track to here, didn't they?
Yep.
Chris,
Yep.
what we're looking at now is rough concrete. Before they tiled this, theoretically, would they have had to plaster these walls?
Yeah, so you kind of render it rather than plaster
Right,
it.
yeah.
And you can see here in front of us is a site we're familiar with on Lesley Green era stations, this kind of bridge with the curved panel there and the brickwork, the brick arch over it. And then, as you say, that would have just been rendered and then Lesley Green era tiles put on top.
And what is beautiful about this is, so obviously straight below us is the track, the southbound track, I assume. But look at how they create law. The curves that we look at as being beautiful curves, they're planks of wood, I'm assuming.
I love the way you look at a space because when I walked in here, my first thought was, it's like a ready-made TV or film set.
Yeah.
And Alex is, so would they have plastered? And it's the way you look at it is so engineering and kind of construction focused. I love it because my brain doesn't go there.
This is like the anatomy of a tube station,
Yeah.
if you think about it, because you strip back the lovely tiles that you absolutely adore. Oh my God, where would we be without you and your analysis of tiles on these series? And then you look at this and you think, wow, that's not even got the plaster or the render on, it's just, well,
It's
rough.
a tube station without its clothes on, basically.
Yeah.
And whenever I come into a space like this, especially one that I know has had layers of history, I start looking for witness marks and so on. You can just see at the top, there's a twisted pair of wires, which is usually, when they're like that, and that era, that's a telephone or a bell connection. We've seen similar things at Down Street. So you can start reading the room of how the way the space was used, how it was connected. But this just needed to be a functional corridor through to the new bunker. So they didn't do anything to it.
No,
other than
absolutely.
Put some cables in it.
But as I say, I love it. Now, Siddy, throughout this episode, you've not been so keen about where we're about to go next, have you? Because it's dirty and my ears are already popping. Where are we off to next?
So we're going to go down to the platform where there are some facilities for staff. for the people that worked here.
Can we have a cup of tea?
You might
Hold on to that thought
yeah.
because you'll feel differently in a moment.
A dusty
the cup of tea was in the room that we just came
yeah.
from.
We've left
But
that.
after you've had a cup of tea,
You can go and have
what
a
else
shower.
do you need? Yeah.
So, but look at this, Law. I mean, this is so typical of those Yerke stations. That little set of stairs down to, presumably a cross passageway to left and
Both
right platforms.
platforms, yeah.
It's
Do that again.
It's
You're
just
like
so
also
raw,
airline
isn't
crew.
it? It's so raw the way it's.
I
I think it's
absolutely
definitely
love this
time
place.
for the masks.
Yeah.
Is it? This is where we have to
I'm
mask
like
up.
ready to go.
Do you know, the thing which I always love down here is the little notes left by the staff for other people coming down here.
That one's a little worrying, though. No? Why do we need this lot?
All you need to know is the one that says way out. And I always love that one where there's the diagram of the man walking somewhat awkwardly.
Yeah. It's like a comedy walk, isn't it?
It is.
It's like he's
looks
doing sort of
the-
like this.
It's the I meant to go to the toilet an hour ago walk. That's what that is.
Look at that.
It's
though,
kind of
Chris.
like Donald
Just-
Trump walking.
It is. Look at that. That is the edge of what would have been the station wall, platform wall.
Yep. But you can see it in a lot better light.
Can you? Just
that
Do you know,
side.
I'm being very nerdy and just enjoying the fact that you can see how this is made. So you've got the edge of the cast iron rings there, and then it's a brick arch coming
It's a
over the
branch.
stairways.
It's just, oh my goodness, it's just incredible.
Right
I think I
then,
even
should we go
have-
and explore the facilities?
Yes.
Absolutely. Through the door or along?
Oh, we've got to do the door.
Oh,
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 yes.
pressurisation.
Wow.
hang on.
In you go, Law.
Torch.
You're going to love this.
Are you kidding?
No.
Oh
As you say,
Biggest urinal ever.
after you've had your cup of tea, what do you need? Tea and a wee.
Oh, that is one dusty loo.
Look at that cute little cistern up there. And that, as you say, that is the largest latrine I've ever seen. I could stand in there.
Oh, hey, and look, you've got the door closer, Alex. I know you're a fan of a door
I
closer.
love a door closer. Bishopsgate. Is it Bishopsgate?
Bishopsgate, yes.
Wow, look at
And then the grimmest shower.
Oh no! Oh, I tell you, so it's got a vaguely modern electric shower.
Oh, brilliant.
Can you imagine taking your clothes off in here? Absolutely not.
Oh, silly! Don't tempt me. Don't tempt
But do you
me.
know what I mean? Like, this is like the last place on earth where I'd be like, clothes off.
Can't pay the royalties.
I'm sorry, Jermaine, we can't pay the royalties on that. Now,
Sorry.
this widens
Can't
out.
hear
a
our
bit.
dulcet
Oh, hang on a
tones.
minute. That's track. So this is. Oh wow. Okay. Golders Green. Look at this. This is the northbound running track.
Nearest station, Golders Green.
Oh, this is
900
crazy.
metres.
Work hard in Bill and Bush. All right, that's not really what it's called.
This is. I can hear the gentle rumble, which I'm assuming is
That-
going to be a
that's
train
me
in a
not
moment.
having had lunch, sorry.
Yeah, I'm hungry as well. Look at this though. You can actually see. Oh, quick! Can I film this?
Yeah,
Let's
just
just-
Only without
lower down,
flash.
lower down your lights, everyone.
Off.
There we go.
Oh, and be prepared for.
Oh, that's quite a rush. Glad we got the masks on.
Yeah.
That's 100% the closest we've ever been, right? Holy moly.
Do you know what? The whole thing filmed in blur.
Yeah.
I've got my new glasses.
Do you know
Even
what,
with
Alex, if you want to see a really
Actually,
nice...
That's it. These are long distance specs. It filmed fine. It's my glasses.
Alex, if you want to see it in beautifully shot, then watch Hidden London
Watch
Hangouts.
Hidden
That's
London
insane.
Hangouts. I should start watching those really.
This is insane.
This is just. I mean,
Are
I'm
we
a
allowed
bit.
down
kind of-
here?
Oh
Yeah,
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 yeah. Do carry on because it's there's another little bit to see.
Yeah, there is.
The
a
gift
little-
that keeps on giving.
Well, so
Absolutely.
we're now standing. Well,
Sorry,
we've been the
bless you.
platform, of course, but it's been removed. So that height up there is what the height of the platform would have been.
This bit
Been
here.
removed.
Yeah, it's a bit like, do you remember at Brompton Road, Laura? They were very, very
Yes.
tall because they'd knocked the platforms out.
Or
And
York Road too.
Okay,
I
this
have
is
to
even
say
better.
that this is very much like Brompton Road for me in that not many people have been here, and I think you get serious bragging rights for
Yeah. Are
been here.
these structures just for, well, these beams to just add
Yeah, they're
structure
just
to
for
make
support.
it.
There's another
yeah,
train
safer.
coming,
Oh,
Is it
cool.
north
Keep
or
going,
south?
Keep going.
southbound, so it's a lot of pressure.
Oh my God, you could actually see it on there as well.
It's a bit like Down Street.
Yeah.
I love it. All those passengers just going about their day, reading their books, listening to their music.
So I guess it does feel very much like the experience of being at Down Street, but the difference here is that we're not caged off from the track. So for anybody wondering why this isn't a tour,
There's your reason.
as one of the... So, as well as the many, many trains, this just wouldn't be practical to run as a tour. The logistics of getting people in here, the space is quite restricted as well, and you know all of the things like this and tow-cat routes and whatever.
Our terms and conditions law would be like 17
I can't
pages.
even go there. I can't write them.
But I love the fact we've done this. Now, what is up here?
Well, of course, the station, like any other Lesley Green, would have had a way in and a way outside. So this would have gone round the other side of the lift shaft had the lift shaft been built.
Wow. And I still cannot get over the fact that this was dug from track towards the exit. It just is incredible.
Yeah, and if you just come back here and look at the top, you know you were talking about that rough shuttering?
Yeah.
You can see they've got the basics of the cornice work.
Yeah.
They're ready to mould onto it, so it stands out a little bit. And you would have had the sort of the pillar cast in render and the cornice work over there.
It's just beautiful.
I'm getting real kind of
It's like a
cave-like vibes, you know?
It feels like a movie set, like you said before.
It does. There's a really lovely kind of temperature. I know that it's really dusty, and I know that every so often it's like you're, you know, taking off in an aeroplane. But right now, there's a sense of calm.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because the first time we came here,
Yeah.
this bit was the least calm of all.
Really?
Because of this ventilation equipment, which they must have disconnected a bit of, Sidney. Do you remember it?
No, I could still hear it earlier though.
It used to howl like a beast. So,
But that just shows how the same space can be so very different.
okay, so you hear that sound.
Yeah.
Used to be a great deal louder and scarier.
Yeah, it was.
Was it?
First time we came here, we were walking down the
Very
stairs with that sound.
Unnerving.
But what you've got here is the Cold War ventilation system, which would have presumably gone through a filter bed to take out any toxins in the air in case of biological attack or nuclear attack. And these pipes then would have led off to feed that living quarters for the staff.
Incredible. And looking back that way, you just know this is just words fail me in this place.
Can I ask a side question here? They had one of those in the control room as well, which is like a wound up.
Yeah,
it's an inspection lamp.
inspection lamp that you can take out on a wander lead. I bet it'll still work. If we...
Oh jeez.
It's been rubber flex, I think, won't it?
Yeah. There you go.
Wow.
So it's just
So you
designed to
pull it,
pull out.
and then the switch is just at the top.
But it has no bulb in it.
No.
And you see it locks off.
Yeah.
And then
And
if
then
I
you
give it
probably
another
pull it a
pull, and it'll...
It's a bit like one of those retractable clotheslines, isn't it?
Yep,
Yeah.
that's it. So there you go.
There you go. So,
Question answered.
I'm so surprised you don't have one of those on your allotment.
Yeah.
I've got one in the garage.
Oh, of course.
love it.
Right.
Absolutely love it.
Shall we head back out?
Yes. Well done, guys. I think this is a pretty decent 100th episode.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've teased people with it long enough.
Yeah.
Is the Bull and Bush kind of name really only related to the public house?
Yeah, well, it's there to throw you off the scent as to where it is.
'Cause
It's near, but it isn't the
Yeah.
place. So if you go looking for it, you're looking for it in the wrong place.
Well, do you remember? It's funny you said this because last Christmas, Chris said to me, "Go and have a look, try and find North End." And I came up here between Christmas and New Year, and I must have walked around about an hour trying to find this building. He wouldn't tell me where it was.
I thought I worked out where it was myself.
No,
You
were such a rat bag because you were such a rat bag because you kept saying, "Have you found it yet? Have you found it yet?" And I said, "Just tell me where it is." It's
Do you
like,
know,
no.
when you started
She just
off
called
with,
me, babes.
when you started off with Last Christmas, I thought you were about to go into a George Michael song, given the era.
Last
Now-
Christmas, I gave
No, we
you
can't do
my
anymore.
heart.
Can't do anymore. No more royalties.
Hey, guys,
Oh, he's
check
found
it out.
something.
You know we've been talking about the wooden shuttering?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. You don't see it much better than that, do you? The wood
Amazing.
grain.
That is in very good condition.
See, that is loud.
There's the fan. Look,
Yeah.
Elf mate.
Yeah.
So that was North End, Bull and Bush, explored by the Fab Four, as we have been known now, thanks to you. I just wanted to say thank you to you three for looking after me, because this is a very alien territory for me. It's not for you guys. This is very, very normal for you. But the experiences you've given me are so magical, and they allow me to enjoy a bit of a tube system that I'm fascinated by anyway. And that access has been granted by you, but the kindness has been granted by you as well. So thank you so much.
Well, I think over the last 100 episodes, we've really explored a subject that we all love, know quite a bit about, but we've learned a hell of a lot along the way, haven't we?
Absolutely.
Not just about the subject, but about each other.
And about how to make borderline inappropriate jokes.
Yeah, how to get away with it.
Alex is still learning on that one, in fairness.
Yeah, that's what the edit's for.
The journey has not ended there.
But thank you so much. And as I say, this station, I mean, it's just going to stay gathering dust, isn't
Yes.
it, really?
This one's been exceptional. I'm glad that we chose to do this for our 100th, and I purposefully didn't watch The Secrets of the London Underground because I wanted it to be that kind of wow moment, and it absolutely was. It's been dusty and a little bit breezy, but it's kind of, that's what makes the atmosphere. And that's the closest I've ever been to trackside.
Isn't it just wonderful?
With a train running.
So, go on.
I think the other thing is keep on watching, because if we make it to 200, imagine what we're going to do for that.
Please
Oh
do.
my gosh.
I love that location. It was so cool, so grimy, but evocative and brilliant. I have got a question though, really, because as we saw the anatomy of the station, I thought that was really fascinating too, what a station looks like in its kind of half-plastered, half-built state. Loved all that. But Chris, here's the thing I've got for you. When we talk about the Piccadilly line as it is at the moment, the Great Northern Piccadilly and Brompton Railway, whenever people, historians talk about it, they say they dug the tracks and then they sunk a hole from the ground level and they excavated the spoil and they put a station there. With this, it's a little bit different because when they built this, and City, buzz in, Chris, Laura, if you know, I'm just interested. When they were building the Charing Cross, Euston and Hampstead Railway, did they dig the track tunnels first and then dig out from them every time? Or did sometimes they dig a hole first from ground level? Is this normal, how they used to build tube stations, I guess is what I'm asking.
It's probably more normal to do that top down, but actually it's quite easy to shift the spoil by rail, if you think about it. So it's not unusual to do it like that, in the words of Tom Jones.
I think it's it generally depended on where they had bought sufficient land in terms of having extraction points. So, where they knew some of the stations were going to be, access to roads to be able to extract, that sort of thing. So I think it was a combination of either really at the time.
And Laura, while we were down there, we pondered, didn't we, on a tube station that hadn't been tiled. It hadn't even been rendered to accept tiles onto the wall. And that in itself was what I was getting at with the anatomy of a tube station. It sort of fascinated us both, didn't it?
Yeah, I think you notice it, don't you? That kind of really raw, unfinished kind of feel to the station, which is, we find ourselves in a lot of abandoned, disused or non-operational spaces as part of our jobs and of the hangouts as well. But what was really unusual about this space for me is that it was never finished. It was used for so many things, but it was never finished for its kind of, intended purpose. And there are other sites like that we've been to, but this one had a very, very unique feel to it. And it was really special. We were extremely close to the track. We're all track trained and it was all, we're all kind of safe in this space, but you are really close. And I think that was a really, really cool feeling. And it was bigger than I thought. We just, you know, Chris and Siddy just kept showing us new spaces and peeling off into different rooms. And each room had something very unique about it. As Siddy said, it was kind of mind-blowing in that respect, because I'd purposefully not researched too much or watched the episode on the amazing Secrets of the London Underground, because I wanted to have that kind of really, I guess, that first level exposure, like wow factor, which I definitely got, and I think you did as well, Alex. But yeah, your word was very cool. I like it. We were kind of unpicking that anatomy of a station that's had very, you know, lots of different lifestyles.
Because it was a station that never opened, it really struck me that they dug the platforms. And if you think about, you know, Hampstead or Belsize Park, just nearby, and the style and shape of those stations, you imagine getting off the train, standing on the platform, you walk into that cross passageway, you go up the stairs, around the corner, and you go to the lifts. Imagine a station where all that has been dug, and people, you know, picks and shovels and goodness knows what, metal and plaster and goodness knows what. They've done this where you could theoretically get off the train, walk up the steps, walk to a non-existent lift, because it wasn't connected to the surface. I find that really weird, almost like one of those horror game shows. Incredible stuff. And also on that, Hampstead Heath was contested territory in so many different ways. And on my Instagram, and I'm sure there's pictures everywhere else, there's a beautiful shot of Viaduct Pond. And that was another example of a housing estate on Hampstead Heath that never got built because of people power. And I mean, I'm sure I'm right in saying, Chris, that area of space that we know and love now for so many different reasons was a place where everybody wanted to build on, and yet nobody was allowed to because of very, very powerful, vocal and clever people living nearby.
It's a fascinating story and full of determination of local people. If you remember when we did the Ruislip episode, I think I mentioned there that the woodland was owned by King's College and was also persuaded to be given to the people here. So it was at that time of great expansion of the underground, it was not uncommon for that to happen. If that's something you find interesting, good news. If you want to know more about it, there's a rather excellent book where I literally wrote the chapter on part of it. That story is unpacked in there with some great illustrations to show you the extent of that area that was saved from development.
Now, one final thing before we can do this. You know, you love doing that thing where a picture arrives at the side of your face, Chris.
Yeah.
Could you just do that now with North End stations design? Could you do that? Just
what you mean, like that? Yeah, yes. Absolutely. It's quite sharp and pointy, isn't it? I mean, that plot of land is really quite awkward, and I don't know if you noticed it when we were actually there outside it, but that tiny little triangle is exactly what we were on when we were going into that building. It's incredible that they were intending to get that, you know, that much station into that little space.
Yeah. And it would have been, you know, a really deep drop down too, so it would have been a very interesting station indeed.
The other thing which I really love is you can see it there with its original name of North End. As usual, when a name change is proposed, crown it out, handwrite in badly the new name of Bull and Bush.
And the one thing we didn't do, Laura, was actually go to the Bull and Bush pub. That was a big miss, wasn't it?
I know. I was actually rather surprised, because I think I didn't know that it was just the link to the pub. I thought there was another Bull and Bush kind of reference. That's why the station has those kind of interlinking names. I didn't realise it was just the public house. We were so very close to it, but we did not cross the threshold. Bizarre.
I love it.
Nor did we sing it.
Well,
opportunity lost.
I have to say that it's a luck I even found the station, to be honest, because several times I'd asked Chris. I was in Hampstead. I was wandering the streets of Hampstead, as you do. God knows what I look like. And he refused to tell me where the station was. So I tried to find it, never found it. And then these guys nonchalantly go, "It's over here." And then suddenly you see this thing, this very, very bland building. And they're
Sorry to be mean. It's just having managed to work it out for myself years ago, I figured you'd be able to do it as well.
No,
Chris likes a little game where he sees if we can find places or spot things.
Yeah, it's like hide and seek with my career. I still haven't found it, so don't worry about it. Thank you very much indeed. So, a word on 100. Siddle's been a journey, isn't it?
It really has. And you know what's so strange watching back those first episodes? First of all, like so much has changed, you know, in our lives, and things have just moved on so much. And it's sort of weird looking at us like casual, well, very limited, but sort of aging throughout the 100 episodes. It's sort of, I would say actually we all look better now than we did 100 episodes ago. We were all bushy-tailed and sort of bright-eyed then, and now we're seasoned and withered. But I don't know, it's been a real, I just can't believe it's been 100. I was thinking about this morning. I was like, that number is so large, and I'm so grateful to have done it with the three of you. So
oh, you babe. And well, you're absolutely right, because obviously we are getting older now, but the fact I can't see a thing without a pair of glasses. But it's good. Laura, 100 episodes, my darling. And interesting, episode 1 of series 1, I still have the cutest feelings about that episode.
I was very, very, well, I get nervous anyway, but I was very nervous that episode, and you're all very sweet in calming those. Yeah, 100's pretty cool. And I think it's why I chose the word journey, because it referenced to the actual station, that the station had gone through these kind of, you know, very different and really interesting journeys. But so have the Hangouts, and to reach 100, we've all been through separate journeys, and everybody who's watched us has been through a different journey as well. And I just wanted to say thank you to everyone that's helped us make the 100 episodes, whatever little bit or big bit, or however if you've helped us set up a site visit, or you've actually appeared on camera, just thank you to everybody, because we wouldn't have got here without you guys.
Totally. And I went back and had a look at some of the comments under episode 1 of series 1 this morning, just to see what people were saying. And you know what's really interesting? People use the current episode as their entry drug. And if they like us, then they go back and watch more and more and more of them. And by the time they get to series 1, episode 1, what a lot of them say is how lovely to watch the evolution of friendship. And I think that's really, really telling, because we have all gone on a long journey. You know, through some of the lockdowns, we didn't really speak to many people in the course of a week. And then we would always come and record something. We would always sit and watch it together, if you like, via Zoom. And then we would have a drink afterwards on Zoom. And that was the joy of it, really, for us. It was a social time as well as a learning time, as well as work time. And it all just dovetailed so well. Chris, thank you so much as well to you, because, you know, this was an idea that was not what it was meant to be. It was going to be a podcast. And then it suddenly turned into a television cast, as you might call it. So well done for the inspiration on that as well. You're on mute.
Oh, what? Hey,
an absolute classic. It's just like old times.
Keep that in, guys.
That literally surmises like Zoom, doesn't it?
That's why we wanted to use Zoom for this, because do you know what? You're on mute is a really good thing to hear in a meeting.
It's been a while. So yeah, it's really lovely that we're still going after all this time. I too had a look back at that first episode, and it makes me think of, you know, when you see like a pilot episode of a TV show you really like, it's one of those. You can see the component elements are there. We're sort of finding our way into what we do now. But real treat. Great that we're here. Still much more to give. So let's see how much further we can go.
And thank you so much for joining us on the journey as well, because, you know, the numbers matter, because the numbers are up, then the museum loves us and we carry on doing this stuff. So stay with us. We honestly have some wonderful places to go, you know, and if you haven't, this is the first one you've seen, take a look at some of the Elizabeth Line episodes. Take a look at York Road as one of our personal favourites, just because it's such an unspoilt place. And then watch this again, because the second time you watch it, you're going to see so much more again. All those buttons, the fact that London was controlled for flood from that little bunker that never became a station, it just blows my mind. So anyway, thank you very much indeed for joining us on the journey right up to series 6, episode 2, or episode 100, as we prefer to call it, because we think it's quite a milestone. Anyway, thank you very much, Siddles. Thank you.
Thank you. Happy 100, everyone. Thank you for joining us. And thank you guys for honestly being some of the best friends a girl could ask.
Ditto. Thanks, Laura. Bless you, darling.
So the line of the episode, Alex, all those buttons. Brilliant. And that's all we have to say about North End. All those buttons.
All those buttons.
You do make me laugh. I love it. Yeah, happy 100, guys. It's been a pleasure.
Brilliant stuff. North End. All those telephones. All those
all those buttons.
all those batteries. It's wonderful. Christopher Nix, thank you very much, sir.
Well, thank you. I'd like to end on a bit of news, because those people who've made it through all 100 episodes might have noticed the procession of our 4 cats arriving in the backgrounds at inopportune moments, and news that we have a 5th cat here, or at least a kitten, and here he is.
Kitty cats!
Oh wow.
Leonard.
Hello, Tiger.
Leo, as we call him.
Wait,
Leo?
say it again, Chris.
That's Leonard, or Leo.
Leonard's lovely.
On a
why
really
Leonard?
nice London Transport Museum seating cube, which I think suits his colourway.
Can I just ask, why Leonard?
It was Helen's idea because of Spock, Leonard Nimoy.
Oh, because of the lug holes.
That's it.
Ah, I see. Useful. And has Leonard settled in well?
It's been an interesting first week.
I
think it's rather rude, the fact that you all have kitties now and I'm not in the kitty club. So
Step your game up, Siddles.
Well,
yeah.
I would like to say, I think you were saying, Laura, that you thought that buttons, the comment about buttons was the line of the episode. I think the line of the episode for me was the one where Alex was describing the place as grimy and evocative and in a half-plastered state, which I think neatly sums us up most of the time.
You know, I was going to say
take the grimy out.
No, my mind. All you got to do, remember, City, if you can always be part of that. Either get a kitty or get in the club. Thank you very much indeed. If you want to find us, Alex Grunden, Chris Nix, City Holloway, Hidden London Law, or at LT Museum. She loves me and hates me at the same time. And also, thanks for finding us on YouTube. Like, subscribe, and comment down below. And next week we are going somewhere super cool from all of us. Happy 100th, guys. It's been brilliant.
Have yourself a great day.
And stay safe.
They did it for me.
Thanks to the Patreons!